What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Well, welcome to the first show of the new channel. It's, of course, Westham Fan TV. And, it's going to be a bit of everything as we preview and we'll go through the new season together on this new channel, a new start and a new beginning. I hope everyone's well, and any fellow Hammers or any just West Ham, any, football fans, wants to join the channel. This will be the main West Ham channel. We'll be also doing a football channel, producing the Premier League predictions, Premier League reactions, watch alongs, you name it, and match day vlogs, all on the other channel as we approach the new 21-22 season. Although this is going to be daily on this channel, a West Ham show, talk about transfers and all West Ham news, at least once a day in breaking news or emergencies. We'll do twice a day, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully you get the views in, guys, and do a great job. Click like on the video and subscribe down below, and comment for anything you want to see in the future as well. So we'll go straight into today. It won't be too long, maybe 20-30 minute show max, but we're going to go into it. And if anyone's in the comments, ask your questions down below as well. I'll be always active on them. First up, we're going to talk about now, and it is West Ham United's 100 million asking price they've up for Declan Rice. Now, you've been looking at a few clubs like the likes of, we're all aware of it, Man United, Chelsea in particular, looking at Declan Rice over the last maybe year and a half or so. And look, he will answer a lot of solutions. Maybe not as much as Chelsea's midfield, but definitely for Man United's midfield. They're crying out for a midfielder, especially more of a defensive one. And, if you're looking at another club's point of view, are you paying 100 million for Declan Rice? Like, put yourself in Man United's shoes right now. If you're, the Glazers or you're Ollie or someone, do you say, I have to pay this 100 million? For West Ham's point of view, he's worth 100 million to us. I think in a current genuine market, forget today's market, just in general, I think he should be worth about 60 to 70 million at least. Because if you take in the fact he's good for us and important, and he's a good player in general, I don't think there's any way, a fan can turn around and say, look, let's sell him. Let's build around the team without him. No, I'd sell the whole team before I do that, because you have to build around a team around Rice. He's young, captain, a leader, and brilliant. You can't get rid of him. And, I think it's going to take a big offer to let go of Rice this summer. I don't think we will let go of him. An interesting one, if we didn't get Europe last year, we're in the relegation battle again. Would he have gone? I think so, yes, after the Euros as well. It was a big one for him, especially if all games to play brilliantly. And probably the best game was in the Euros final, which ultimately lost, unfortunately. He's really man of the match contender that day, wasn't he? And, I think he works well with Souček in that midfield. I'm not saying he wouldn't work well with United, but, you need a good partner in midfield, and he's worked well and discovered a really good one with Souček at the moment. I guarantee you put like Noble beside him or something, or a more defensive minded player, and it's a very he could get a lot of hate. It's a very defensive sort of midfield, and it doesn't take a lot for United fans or Chelsea fans or anyone to turn your back on a player like that. And he's discovered a lot of a family here. A second home. He's obviously, he was a Chelsea boy to start off with, but he's gone to West Ham now, and he's really made that his home. And he's gone a long way with us. He's got us into Europe. First ever Europa League group stages for us, and now he's hopefully going to bring us further. I'm not saying Champions League, but I hope he can bring us a steady progress, and ultimately over the next few years be a consistent top 4, top 6 team, which would be the dream for any West Ham fan. But yeah, let me know below what you think about Rice. I think, as I mentioned my thoughts there, I think he won't go. If he does go, I'd be happy at 80 to 100 million. I don't think, the problem is getting that money. You're lucky to get half of that money back. And, I'm looking at players right now, I'll get into in a minute or two. Let's just add in a player or two now. I wouldn't be happy if we kept Rice but added in 1 or 2 players now. Obviously, I'd be grateful, I'll take that. But we need to sign way more along with Rice. We saw what happened when Rice got injured last season. Is it whether they don't understand the board, or is it just they don't want to understand, or they don't want to care? But look, that's going to be one for the comments. Let me know below what you think, guys, about Declan Rice and his 100 million asking price. I don't think he'll go. If he doesn't go this summer, will he go next summer as well? So a few big questions there to talk about. Now, next up on the show today is West Ham remain in talks with Alfonso Areola formerly of Fulham, PSG this time. On loan, he went on to Fulham, sure. And look, this is a big one. We were looking last season at the goalkeeper situation. Fabianski, over the years, he's made the odd mistake or two, but look, nothing big enough to rule him out in first choice goals. Last season, I suppose, was the big one, getting injured mostly before match warm up. So it's one thing getting injured maybe a week before your game, but you're injured 30, 20 minutes before your game starts. It's not great, is it? Preparation is not at its best. What I've seen with Areola, I think I've been very impressed with him. We've seen him over the years at Fulham, PSG, and other clubs. He's done a very good job. He got Fulham's Player of the Season last year, and that's just enough. I think he'd be very good, and he wouldn't. There's no pressure on him because Fabianski is still there as well, so he could be a backup. And with squad depth, people don't look for goalkeepers in Europe. Fabianski was getting injured during playing Premier League last year. He's 36, Fabianski 34. He's getting old. He's not getting younger. And I think Areola, with the age he is and how good he is, he's a brilliant backup for a loan and an option to buy maybe. But what would you do there? Would you loan, option to buy? Would you just loan, or would you buy? Because we got to start thinking of goalkeepers right now. And if we do get Areola, do we start instead of Fabianski? What are your thoughts? Is it Areola or Johnson? We about 10 million rejected deal on the first offer. I don't know if we're going to get the second one, but look, it's going to be a very interesting one indeed, to be fair there. I don't mind who we get, just once we don't bring back Roberto, because he probably single-handedly cost Pellegrini's job a few seasons ago. But again, let me know below what you think about that one. I just think, I don't know about anyone else. I think a goalkeeper is one of those things it's a position, it's squad depth, and he's good. And it's not something we just get into for the sake of it. Look, he is needed, he's just not a priority. But let me know what you think, guys, about that. Should we get him? And who should we get? And what is the right price for a goalkeeper? You might be getting Areola on loan, but in general, if you're paying for Areola or Johnson, who would you be buying? Is the question there. On to the next one now, and is probably, I don't know how big or weak these are, but the Dwight McNeil links from Burnley. Now, apparently Burnley could be offloading the very highly talented left wing of Dwight McNeil. I first encountered him, I think maybe boxing there over Christmas about 2 years ago now. And yeah, look, he's a very skillful, fast winger. He's an un-Burnley side player, I'd probably be going saying. And I think with McNeil, he offers you more directness. I don't think he's the most versatile player, but he's definitely a very quick, fast player. That reminds me a bit like Bowen, actually, for us. And when you look at our team right now, you've got Bowen, Fornals, Benrahma, and Antonio. You're looking for squad depth after that with the attack. With about 3-4 so competitions this year, you need something more than that, don't you? But look, I think McNeil could offer a lot of that for us, to be fair. And he's always done something against us. Last season was the time. I think McNeil didn't do something against us. He nearly did, but he didn't. And I think he could be a really positive player for us in the squad. He could even push for the start. And, it's important against rival clubs to try and beat off competition, the likes of Everton, maybe Spurs. I suppose their competition is now, players like that, clubs like that, we need to start getting being the boss, being the big boys out of them. And, we're a top 6 club now. We're in Europa League group stages. Let's act like it. We need squad depth. We're not asking for a lot of money. I heard it was about 20 million pounds or so for McNeil. That's not bad. And would stop him scoring against us, or trying to score against us every time we play against him. So yeah, that's quite an interesting one. I suppose we'll go on to the big talking point straight away in a minute, because it'll lead on to the squad depth part, and it's a rank coming, but it's a bit of a heated debate really about where West Ham go with their transfer news, with just over 3 weeks after the new season. But on to the next one now, and it is Lingard is staying put. Now, Jesse Lingard, of course, to the end of January last year, comes in loan from Manchester United, gets about 10 goals and 6 assists or something. It's absolutely brilliant. And I'm just looking there at what he's done at West Ham in about half a season. Does he do that at Man United in a full season? Even if he gets game time here and there, I just don't think he does. I think with United, he doesn't have the confidence. I don't think he gets the respect. I don't think he gets the freedom, the fluidity, the trust. It's a big one with him. And I just feel with West Ham, he gets all that with a bit less pressure. I wouldn't say he uses. I mean, obviously he uses a platform to get back to where he wants to be, but I wouldn't say he just uses and wants to leave because he didn't want to leave. I think it's just one of those where it's a tricky situation, and if the right offer came in, I reckon we'd buy. Now, obviously, every player wants to play for United. You're never picking West Ham over Man United ever in a million years. But I just feel like with his time with United now, with the age he's coming to, he's late 20s, he is. it's kind of a now or never to move on from United. And if he stays now and rots in the bench for another year or two, well, I just don't know. Is it the right decision? And this is just coming from a non-biased West Ham point of view. Um, the offer, I mean, I think was 20 million initially. They've upped it to 30 million plus now. Yes, he's 28. Yes, he's 1 year left in his contract. But what's better, paying in a person we don't know 30, 25 million, or just getting Lingard for 30 million something? Just get Lingard, man. You know, if you're looking at a good summer, get maybe Kalazakar for maybe 15 million, Lingard for 30, Abraham for 25, and then the goalkeeper on loan, and maybe a lone midfielder. It's not a bad window, that isn't. I guess 4 or 5 decent signings that will do as well, to be fair. And I think we're going to need some of those signings, you know, as I said, going into Europe, which we'll talk about very soon. I don't know about Lingard. If we don't get him, what's your alternatives? Yeah, look, have we down here? We haven't. But the big one really is Matthias Pereira. Apparently, we are looking for him at the moment. From West Brom. And interestingly enough, he was left out of West Brom's preseason game yesterday. I don't know who it was against really, but it was behind closed doors. West Brom winning 2-0 in the end without Pereira. But is that a sign they're planning for life without him? Now, I heard yesterday somewhere that West Brom, I've heard that there's offers for him, and Pereira said himself that he wants to wait, which probably means he's leaving and he doesn't want to get injured. And it's from Premier League clubs. Now, another breaking point to that is he doesn't want to preferably leave the Premier League, and he wants to play in Europe. Now, you look at that and you narrow it down. You've got the likes of City, he's never going to go to. United, he's never going to. Who else is there? Chelsea, he's never going to go to. And then you've got, who's the other one that got Europe? Liverpool, he's never going to go to. Which leaves Leicester and West Ham as the only European clubs. Obviously, Spurs, they're in the Conference League, which he's never going to go to anyway. But I don't think he wants to go Conference League. So you're looking at Leicester, West Ham. Leicester signing a few players, he wouldn't be surprised. But realistically, it's West Ham, especially in her position, and we're the club that's had interest in the last few days, not Leicester. So it makes me wonder if, let's say Lingard wants to leave, 30 million. But Pereira's for 30 million as well. Who would you sign if you had to pick one right now? Pereira is younger, more to prove. Arguably, a lot of potential, more even than Lingard because of his age, as I said. And in a relegated club last season, we saw what Pereira can do, and even a championship, he was one of the players of the season before. He's one of those flair players that will he suit Moyes? It'd be very interesting if you add all those together, to be fair. But, let me know what you want to see with Pereira, and how much would we be paying for him? How much would you pay for him? Let me know down below. But yeah, basically, quickly back as far as there we go. Lingard, look, it's a big question. Does he stay? Does he go? He may be a good squad for United, but he'll be a good starter for us, especially with Europe. I don't want these fans saying he carried you to Europe. I'm not disrespecting him, but man, he was not playing as good as he was the last 3-4 games of the season, and he didn't come until January, which we were flying anyway. He didn't get us Europe. He helped us get Europe, but he didn't carry us to Europe, and that's the big one we need to know. But look, he's not a massive. You'd rather you see United fans saying swap Lingard for Rice. No, I wouldn't swap Lingard for Rice plus 50 million. I wouldn't swap Lingard, Pogba, and Cavani for Rice. Genuinely, plus 50 million, not a hope. So that's the debate end. Does the owners listen? Probably not, but we'll have to see about that. Now the next one's very interesting, and it's also maybe, I don't know how weak or strong the reporter links is here, but Clement Longley from Barcelona. Now he's fallen out of favour after he signed about 2 years ago into the Spanish Giants. Barcelona's situation at the moment to try and offload a lot of players. This would only be a loan deal as well, which would be quite interesting. I'd imagine his wages could be quite high, but he's experienced European centre back. He's played in the French national team. He didn't do well against Switzerland, mind you, when they played in the Euros 3 at the back. Maybe that's just a 3 at the back thing, a tactical thing. Maybe he's better at 2 at the back. And look, he's had some good games as well for Barcelona. It would only be a loan deal. We're looking at centre backs right now. I'm looking at Kalazakar, Milicevic. There's a lot of races that are we even in to lose? I don't know. I think the big one of signing the player is like Longley. You've got to put your interest in, and you can't mess around with it, especially this late in the window. Who would your preference centre back be? probably just because I know him. I don't think he's that old either. It's Longley, but it is an interesting point of view. Now, there has been interest, but there has been no official bid yet. Now, that has to be confirmed yet, and I will for the next show have more confirmation on a lot of these news and maybe more news to bring you. But for now, there's only small interest in Longley, along with Everton and a few other clubs too. Look, I don't know how reliable it is, but hopefully he'd be the preference just because I know he is. But yeah, look, it's going to be an interesting one indeed. Now, the next one is on to Andrei Yarmolenko. Now, we've been talking about a lot of ins. What about the lot of outs? And Yarmolenko, I mean, he didn't feature many times, about 4 times, I reckon, last season. Didn't start that either. Did a relatively decent Euros for Ukraine, like he always does for Ukraine. And I think with Yarmolenko, he's one of those players that's really frustrating. Does he suit the way we play? Does he suit Moyes? Not a hope. Does he even suit Premier League football? That's the question. Maybe it's one of those things. It's obviously memorable moments with him with the last minute winner against Chelsea last lockdown and all that. But overall, I just think he's a waste of wages and a waste of space at the club. No disrespect to him. He's a good guy, good player, but just doesn't suit us, and we need to ship him out. Do we ship him out with Europe there? He can play striker as well. He plays out wide, of course, but if he stayed fit, he'd probably be okay. He'd probably get into double digits every season. It's just a tough one, really, for him. I heard Fenerbahce were in talks, so he's loan. I'd get rid of him. I really would, because the reason we got rid of Anderson. But, again, why are we getting rid of players when we're not replacing them? That infuriated me in January with the regards to letting go of Haller, but now even bringing in someone like Costa on a emergency loan or something. We got to start looking at that, or a free transfer at the end of the season. I wonder if they actually think of that any time. But look, Yarmolenko is an interesting situation. Let me know below what you think about that. I personally probably would get rid of him, but if we're not signing anyone, just what is the point? I know he's a lot of wages, but still, what's the point? We need squad depth first. But look, that's quite interesting there, that one. Let me know what you think. And we're going to go on to the next one, which is kind of linked with signings, really, and what we were talking about earlier. Where are the signings? I will go through the squad depth right now and take it as you can. In goals, just right now, we've Fabianski and Randolph. Okay, the goalkeeper situation's okay, except Fabianski gets injured half the time, so does Randolph. Left back, we've got Cresswell and Masuaku. And Johnson. So that the full-back situation's okay. The problem with that is Cresswell, I wouldn't say he's injury-prone, but he does get injured a bit. He's, he isn't the best left-back. He's better in the left centre-back. So that's that bit dodgy. Masuaku is injured most of the time, and he's better going forward and defensively. And then Johnson's just a bit too young and inexperienced yet, and for a lot of competitions, we need better quality. I know I said there is quality, there is depth there, so I can understand that. Right back, Kufal and Fredericks. Okay, Johnson can play there as well, but Kufal is brilliant. I don't think he missed a game last season since signed, which is okay. Fredericks, look, I can understand the right back. I can understand that. That's the position we're okay with. 2 centre backs. Well, we've got Ogbonna, Dawson, Diop because Balbuena left. And then apparently that's it. Now, Alves could be promoted, a youngster from the academy after signing about 2 years ago now. It would be very impressive. We've been promoting him during pre-season. I haven't seen much of him. I haven't been convinced in him because I haven't really seen him. But I've heard good things about him. But we need more quality. We need a bit more depth in that. And we want top quality centre back because at times that season, even though Bono was injured, Dawson was a bit shaky. I'm not fully sold on Diop yet. And, we just need squad depth. So We'll say 3 senior centre backs. I know of Alves, but we'll say 3 because right now Alves hasn't featured yet. He's still young, and let's just go senior players. So centre back. That means you've got a pair of centre halves, and then that's it. You know what I mean? But we've one backup centre back, so we need an extra centre back definitely, and we need good quality. Midfield. This is where it gets very thin and tough. We've got Rice and Souček as the 2 CDMs. And then we're left with Mark Noble, who's 30-something years of age. That's it. That's the problem. Now, we've obviously got Coventry, who's young, who also could be promoted. Again, no experience. Fornells or Lanzini could drop in. There should be keep Lanzini. But an out-and-out centre midfielder, we got literally 3. So again, you put your 2 in there, and then you're left with 1 backup. Oh, it's just a mess. And then out wide, you've got Fornals on the left, Ben Rama. That's fair enough. On the right, you've got Bowen and Yarmolenko. If Yarmolenko leaves, you're screwed. And then in Cam, you're screwed. We don't have a Cam. We actually don't have an out-and-out Cam because Lingard leaves. We'd have to put like Fornals there, Ben Rama left, Bowen right. Unless I'm missing someone. I don't think I'm missing anyone, though, am I? Anyway, on to striker Antonio, who I don't even think he's fit. I think he might be injured during preseason already. But you know my point. It's not a good situation. Our attack is thin, our midfield is even thinner, and our defence is good but needs more quality and depth. We need signings. I don't know. The problem is I don't know how close we are to these signings. I think we're further away than we think. And, the fact that we need more outfielders and we're probably closest to a goalkeeper, Fenton, is absolutely crazy. But look, I don't know what we're going to do. We'll have to sign someone. The season starts in 3 weeks. Pre-season is underway now. Players will be coming back from the Euros holidays soon. And, going into the first, second week of August, when we got the Betway Cup, then we got a week to prepare after. No, the Betway Cup, and then the following week it's the season starts away to Newcastle on that Sunday. So I don't know what we're going to do. And finally, talking about the Reading preview and pre-season review so far now. Again, I haven't watched a lot of games. Not on the plastic round just because I haven't really got around to it. I've been busy and stuff. But I watched bits of the Dundee game, and that was really all. Look, it's pre-season. Bit shaky at times. A few standouts like Bono was okay. I think Dawson was the last game I watched. Dawson, he was okay. He was actually very solid in. Coventry had a blinder of a game. Tonio wasn't sharp. I think it was in the game before last. So you need a lot of quality around these players, especially Antonio. The age he is, his hamstrings. You just want to take it too much in pre-season, and that doesn't help either. It can cost you because you've got a player that if they go in pre-season really hard, they're finished in the start of the season, and you don't want that either because there's no striker. So that means if you got a striker, then maybe players like Antonio can open up more and express themselves more. But yeah, that's the situation we're in right now. I think we've got Reading coming up the weekend. What would your starting lineup be? I think Ben Rama and Fornals might be back for that, which is quite interesting. I'd probably try and go with a strong enough team there. We need to get more squad fitness together. Players that'll be playing with each other more next season. And look, it's not like we've got a big squad to do. Even the academy, we haven't got like a big one, have we? Like we need to start, doing a bit more with that. Like to see us going out. Reading's a bit more of a tougher opposition. The late League One and Scotland teams we've been playing recently. So a good championship team would be no fear to us. Then we've also got Atlanta, which is on the 7th of August. So I think that's just over 2 weeks away now in the London Stadium. Hopefully that'll be a good game. A Champions League Italian opposition with a few Euro players in there as well. I think that'll be a nice day out for the Betway Cup. I think that'll be, most for players to be back then. Hopefully we'll be in good spirits. Hopefully no new injuries. Hopefully we'll have a signing or two or so. Because if we don't have a signing or two by the week before the season, where do we go from there? But yeah, that's really going to be it. We've spoken about many of them. We'll come back tomorrow with more news on all these Westham transfers and footballing around the world. And feel free to subscribe to the channel, guys. We'll be doing daily shows on this, and we'll be doing match day vlogs, match day reaction, previews, etc. All in this channel too, and then other channel which we'll link down below. We'll be doing footage, watch-alongs, also match day vlogs, and reaction to daily news, to other football news around the world every day, starting tomorrow. That'll be. So anyway, guys, I hope you did enjoy. If you did, click a like on the video, subscribe and comment for any further suggestions, guys. We'll be back tomorrow at around the same time. Yeah, till then, guys, take care and peace, and come on, you Iron.